Hi there, Lisa. Hi, Laura. Hi, Sakura. Hi, Sue Auntie. Hi, Leisha. Hi, Carla. Hi, Dalia. Hi, Margie. Hi, Mary Kim. Hi, L. Jackson. Hi, See Me. Hi, H. Ruby Girl. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Evie. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Shock. Hi, Randy. Hi, Joe. Hi, J Bells. Hi, Kaza. Hey, Giselle. Brand new. Hi, Deb on the Move. Steph A. How are you, Steph A? Is this your first live chat? Hi, Grace. Hi, Flower Girl. Did you get to swim today? Well, I would have loved to swim today. You don't even, let's not even go there. Hennessy, hi, Material Girl. Hi, Priscilla. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Sabrina. Hi, the Philly Farmhouse. You're brand new, Giselle? How'd you hear about us? Hi, Leaping Lizard. Hi, Evie. Oh my gosh, no. He starts taking apart the whole shed. Well, it's going to rain at some time tomorrow. So I am scrambling to finish the sealing the coffee table. And then he's got all the stuff out. I'm freaking out. I didn't get on my bike ride, so I said I'm going to go on my bike ride. I really felt like jumping in the lake, but I couldn't because it was getting dark and I had to run home, finish the coffee table, go out there. Didn't even make it, so I've got to get up early in the morning and go out there and finish it because he said, oh, I'll just throw a tarp on everything. Yeah, okay, sure. And then he says, well, I don't know. And I know that if he doesn't get help, that shed, he got it down almost. It will sit there in pieces like a little Tyke's Playhouse or something that never gets put together. I know him like a book. So I called my cousin, and there's a guy downtown that does carpentry work and stuff. So I said, hey, give me his number because Jimmy needs somebody. Of course, my cousin's going back on Tuesday to South Carolina. Isn't that lovely? And I don't know if this guy can't come help him. He's like, well, I can get it almost together. I won't be able to do the whole thing tomorrow, but I don't. It's the same old, same old. He needs like somebody to light a fire under him, and I can't be the person doing it all the time. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Tree Baby. A lot of new ramblers. Hi, Winter Snow. Thanks, Giselle. Hey, Danny. Hi, Two Scooter. Yeah, you would think that, right? But no, he'll never get the help, but he'll always help him. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Monica. Hi, Sunflower. Hi, Kathy. Who did I miss? Tam Lynn, Winter Snow. Judy, hey. Kayleen. Kayleen, you must be brand new as well, right? Okay. You recruited a new Rambler in the ER? In the ER? The emergency room? A while back? Hi, Anne. Hypnotherapy practitioner, UK? You're brand new, huh? What kind? How long have you been practicing hypnotherapy? Hi, Janine. Hi, Yvette. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Mystery Truth Seeker. Hey, Janelle. How are you doing? Hi, Earthbound. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Diana. Oh, I have something before we start. Okay. Remember, Okay, I'm trying to remember now what am I trying to remember? Is it... You remember I got you probably can't see them. You remember I got these in Happy Mail? Well, you probably can't see them. They're a flying prayer paper, and you light it on fire and you set it off. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. You're supposed to write your prayers inside here. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's like a limit, right? Or like a prayer. Let me see. Okay, your favorite scripture, a prayer of thanks, your concerns or burdens, write it on the flying prayer paper. Shape your paper into a tube and place it on the prayer platform. Light the top edge of the tube and watch it burn down in a small, beautiful flame. At the last moment, your prayer wondrously lifts off the platform and rises to heaven. Enclosed are instructions to guide you through an easy process to give your prayer wings. Now, the woman that got me this said this person did a demonstration for her, and it was really neat. So, I guess as many prayers as I can write on the paper. So, if you have a special prayer, of course we're going to put Avery in here. But if you have a special person, just give me, we'll just put prayers for, and you can just give me the person's name, and you can send it to me in an email. I didn't buy them, Janelle. I got them in Happy Mail. But they are from, you can go to flyingprayerpaper.com. And they're made in the USA. And you know what it says? It says best used as an indoor product. I would think, wow, this is not something to use indoors, but I guess so. Okay. Well, please email me the names. Okay. And then what we'll do is I'll write them down and then take a video and we'll try to do it live. Okay. So, but you have to email me because I'm never going to just remember. You have to email me, put prayer paper in the subject so I know what it is, so I could just do a search in my email for prayer paper, because if you don't do that, I'm not going to find the name. Make sure you put prayer paper. Okay? All right. Oh, yeah, I think so. I think Material Girl, there's a few people here. Okay. So, hi, Sassy Darcy. Hi, Backdoor. You can get more involved? What do you mean you can get more involved? Oh, I didn't read the rest of your... I didn't see the rest, Backdoor. Sorry. So you said, hello. You have been having great crime stories, and I enjoy your show every night. I don't have time to chat or even say hi, but I'm here every night. Hope when I retire, I can get involved more. Okay, now I see it. Okay, well, it's great that you're here anyway. Thank you. Hey, Nana Jules. Yeah, I know. I wonder if it'll be back tomorrow after you retire. I see that, yeah. I just saw the... Yeah, hi, Doris Cabin. Hey, you go, girl. Hi, Teresa. Who did I miss when I was reading that? So, yeah, everybody has that. If you... Just all I can have is a name. Just give me a name, because I'm just going to write, prayers for, and then the person's name. Okay? Well, we're going to do the flying prayer paper that someone gave me in the Happy Mail, Danielle. Deadline? You need a deadline? Try to get him in by tomorrow or the next day at the latest, please. I don't know. I never know when I'm going to do it. It's going to have to... They say do it inside. I'm scared to death to do that inside. Hi, Paula. Hey, Casbat. Hi, Miley. Hi, Jules Marie. Hi, Linda. Hi, Diana. I don't even know who I got. Mandy, hi. Once again, thank you for all the ramblers for my Jim's healing. Oh, he's back at work. Great. Great news. Okay, so the first thing, and I'm sure most of you have heard that the pre-sale is on for that terribly written. I hear there's like a severe lack of punctuation, and I assume she's not really a writer, and so she's just publishing letters in there, but the pre-sale of the book is on, and she's saying that she is going to give some money to charity. It's not like the lupus charity, but there are a couple of charities that she said she doesn't disclose how much, what percentage, or whatever, but she does say a portion, and there is a pre-sale. Hi, Lola. We just started chatting, Summer. We're chatting about 3 things tonight, and then probably many others. Right now, hi, Tico. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Ruthie. You never get notifications anymore? I don't know. You wouldn't do it inside. No, I probably not. Hey, Claire. Hi, Lisa. Okay, so I'm just trying to see if anybody had anything else. Okay, so I've been cleaning in the shed and crazy stuff all day. Anyway, hi, Deb. Prayers for your appointment this week, Deb. Isn't your appointment on the 25th or something? Is it the 25th that you have to go? Hi, Crystal. Well, prayers that everything is looks good. Let me see here. Try turning the bell off and on. Yeah. Right, Sherilyn. Teresa didn't know. Teresa, there's a Facebook page. Here, you want me to give you? I'll give you the link to the Facebook page. You can look at it. You know. It's hang on. I'll just put the link in the chat, Teresa. There you go. So that I want to ask us, and be honest. If you did, be honest. Did someone pre-order this book? Did anyone in here pre-order this book? You're all being honest, right? Yeah. You won't be spending a dime on it. I'm sure it'll probably. You know what would be funny if one person got it and then like sent it out. Right? That would be bad. You would read it if you're being honest, but I didn't even know it existed. Someone will publish it. There are groups who want to share copies. He doesn't get any money, Hermits. No. You're honest to a fault. That's good. You thought that today one person get it and share it all around. I don't know. There's a book to get. It shouldn't have anything that we don't know. Judy CA, what it is, hi Lonnie, it's letters. She wrote letters to Chris in prison. He wrote letters back to her. Sakura, it's, did you get here's the link, Sakura. Okay. This woman wrote to Chris. She's an older woman. Okay, she has kids and grandkids, and she started writing to him. And then he wrote back to her. And there's some, like, if you go, there's like an excerpt. It's not, yeah. And now she's publishing the letters in a book titled Letters from Christopher. And if you look, chapter 1, you can see a little preview of it. It says, I took a deep breath before writing my first letter to Christopher, fully aware I was about to step into something like I had never seen or heard before. I knew life would not be the same for a very long time, if forever. When you hear the account play by play from the murderer himself, it does something to you. Soon, I could see that the only thing more surreal than writing a family murderer is reading the letters he writes you back. And it started at February 10th, 2019. Dear Mr. Watts, hello, my name is Sherilyn Cadle, and I'm writing to talk to you about your case. I have been following your story since the day it all happened. Let me just say and that's, I don't think there's anything. That's all she lets us see there. And it's you can pre-order it now, and it's supposed to be available on Amazon 7 to 14 days after the release. But right now you can pre-order the paperback through the pre-order link. Let's see. And it says a portion of the proceeds of the letters from Christopher will be donated in memory of Bella, Cece, and Nico. What about Shanann? Nothing? Okay. And then where does she say that? Let me see. Oh, she says here, Ms. Cadle is aware of the turmoil this tragedy has caused both families. She wants to honor Bella, Cece, and baby Nico's memory. In doing so, Ms. Cadle is donating a portion of the sales of letters from Christopher to the following charities in their names: the American Campaign for Prevention of Child Abuse and Family Violence, Child Abuse, Sexual, and Domestic Violence Prevention Center, Feed Our Hungry Children. And then someone did mention that, in a way, they said, I assume that she also wants to honor Shanann's memory along with her children. Maybe a domestic violence charity would be an appropriate choice. And I'm trying to see the replies, but it's not letting me open them. And so the author is a mother and a grandmother who lives in a Chicago suburb. Maybe you know her, Janelle. And who else? Two Scooter lives in Chicago? Or near Chicago? Okay. With her husband. Carla does. No, not Carla. No. Who? Wait. Carla does? Carla. Somebody. No, maybe it wasn't Carla. Who does? Kathy? No, I don't know. Somebody does. Somebody. She enjoys spending time with her grandchildren, golfing, camping, and is an avid reader. It's 289 pages. The release date is October 7th. And then she has another little excerpt. It was July 14th, the second time she was at his house. Nikki went upstairs. People are going nuts that like the first sentence of that is not even punctuated properly, but okay. This time she could see what things were like in their life, and the family that would be broke in pieces because of the affair. She came down the stairs with the most frozen, confused look on her face. Somebody said, I hope the grammar is better in the actual book. The first sentence was brutal. And then she has something called mail time, and this letter has been mailed from the Wisconsin prison system. And then she puts a photo of his signature, which he signs in Christ, comma, Chris. She said, I see people want proof. Here's an excerpt. And I also want to emphasize that Chris is not making any profits from this book, although a portion will be donated to a children's charity. She calls his signature an excerpt. No, that's a signature. And then she has another one. This book offers the opportunity to delve inside the mind of one of the most polarizing criminals in our modern age. Readers will hear from Christopher in his own words, along with Miss Cadle's thoughts and impressions as her journey with Christopher unfolded. And then she puts this, as I pulled away from the site, I felt nothing for my family. My mind went to the dog. Did I remember to put him in the crate? Let's see, the site says on August 14th, it was August 13th. On August 14th, 2018, viewers became intrigued with Christopher Lee Watts as he gave interviews on his front porch begging for the return of his missing pregnant wife. Oh, it was August 14th then, but it started on the 13th, and 2 young daughters. The events that unfold over the next few months, both horrified and baffled, first the nation and then the entire world. The grisly recovery of his family, as well as his rush to plea and sentencing, left more questions than answers for many followers of the case. It certainly did for author Sherilyn Cadle, who reached out to Christopher as he serves his multiple life sentences in a Wisconsin prison. What followed was the forming of a friendship. Christopher decided to write Miss Cadle at length, detailing the crime and his thoughts before, during, and after. And it's weird because the comments, she either gets rid of them or what, because the first comment under there is a comment from her. The site says the book actually goes into that a little, like someone asked about something, but there's nothing above it. Okay, so there you have it. I'm curious, what'll if someone will order that. I guarantee you, I think someone will. I'm not ordering it. Okay. Oops. Wait a minute. Where's my chat? Okay. So I'm going to go back in the chat here. The price, I believe it's $17. Isn't it $17? I think. Is it 19? I thought that's the pre-order price is 19. Okay. 19, I thought it was 17. Yeah. I'm sure everything that's in it will be out all over the place. Hey, Greg Allen. We have got a lot of newbies tonight. Welcome. Lisa Generic? Lisa Generic, you're new too. Welcome. The story is all from Chris's perspective. What he's thinking about, what Nikki was thinking. Who knows what she was really thinking? Hi there, April. Maybe Grammarly, Lola. So she's going to get rich? I don't think so, Kathy. Rich? I don't think so. I'm surprised. I don't know what has anybody ever heard of that publishing company that she used? Here come the trolls. It's going to be the 407 number. Wow. It's sad that people have no lives, that they call and they don't even leave a message. And they just call. That's good. Have fun. So, editors are on strike. You're thinking about going to CrimeCon 2020 in Orlando? Is it in Orlando? Oh, wow. When is it? Because they have a bunch of them, right? A couple of times a year. Isn't there one coming up in Colorado next month or something? I wonder. Oh, and speaking of that, for the Patreons, I know I've promised, but we are going to have the private meeting, okay? Because I promised. I've been slacking, really slacking on the Patreons, on the Patreon page. But I said this month, and I will, we still have 10, I don't know. So sometime I'd like to say this week, hopefully. I want to have a private Patreon meeting. So if you are a Patreon, stay tuned because I'll hopefully post something tomorrow with like 3 different times or something, and then we'll just have a vote, and whichever one is the most will win. We're never going to please everyone, so try to get the majority. And what else? Did I have any other news that had to be? Write as many tell-all books you want. We know their lies and a way to make many thing. NK is innocent and taking the spotlight off her. Guess what, NK? Not happening. I'm surprised we aren't in slow mode, chat. How do you become a Patreon? You just go, you can be a Patreon for as little as $1. There's different tiers, but yeah, even the $1 members can get into the meeting. I know some people are like, oh, only the $5 or $10 can get into the meeting, but no, you can come into the meeting for $1. It's just to hopefully cut down on the trolls. Now I know, see, that's the thing. If we find there's an influx of trolls anyway, but you see, there's not so many trolls because they have to give Patreon a little more information than just YouTube. So there's usually not as many. We had a book club meeting that was private. It wasn't on Patreon. It was okay, but so we'll see. It won't work, Mandy? Why not? What do you mean it won't work? In what way won't it work? $1, yeah, it's sassy. You can be a Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Yeah. You just go to the website and it says become a Patreon and you just click the little thingy. But anyway, that's just so I'm going to try to do that meeting, and for the Patreons I will put a little thing up there. Now, I missed so many things here. Medical bills are too high, Janelle? Really, Tessa? Tessa O? We've been discussing true crime every single night. We've done the whole Mullis case. I'm going to do it again tonight. Again, give more about the, because I listened again to the rebuttal closing. We've been following the Jones case. We've been doing live web sleuthing. I don't think you've really been here if you think we're doing crafty stuff at night. We're not doing any crafty stuff at night. Sorry. Hi, Dad TV. Watts is selling a book. It's not Watts, Candy. It's not Watts. It's someone that wrote to him in prison. It's the only one listed as CrimeCon 2020 on Google. I have always been curious. Yeah, I was going to go to the one in New Orleans, but I wasn't going to go alone, and then my daughter was going to go, and then I said I wanted to go to, but if it's Orlando would be good. If I can know what it is, I could coordinate a whole thing there. I don't know, we'll see. Catherine, is that true? I don't think so, Catherine. Remember Nancy Drew? She cracked all the cases. Troll alert is high. The trolls are out in full force tonight. I don't know why. It's Sunday night. They must not work or have anything to do. You think with YouTube, right? The trolls would find something they were genuinely interested in and could go in and really chat. Why do they have to be such jerks? I don't know. Dad TV. They come with the territory. Here they come. I love it, trolls. You have no life. They do this. They don't leave a message. I don't answer the phone. They keep calling. Oh, really? Why? Is that just because there's someone else that does that all the time? She closes her channel, but then she opens it the next day. I like the music, though, don't you? Thank you, trolls, for giving us background music. Thank you. Oh, boy. Purple, I don't know. We're probably going to bring her in tomorrow night to see if her blood work shows any change. I don't know. It's really, she's got this tremendous appetite, which goes against, like, almost every sick dog you see. Is the problem is the opposite, right? They're not eating. She is eating. I don't know. It's bizarre, but she really hasn't had any change. I mean, she doesn't retch as much, but she's still not herself. So I don't know. I was thinking maybe she had, I was thinking like maybe she had like a tapeworm or so, but then I was reading up on it, and it says like that's very rare because of like the heartworm medications they take and stuff. That kills all that. Though so it'd be rare if she did, but she sleeps. She sleeps well, but she's weak. She can't run around. She can't run anymore. She can't run at all anymore. She goes outside. She opened the door to come in today because she's good like that. She's really good like that. She knows how to open the door when she goes outside, and she hasn't opened the door, so she opened the door and she came in today. But give her MMS. What is MMS? Yeah, she had allergies, but this is more than an allergy. She's walking kind of wobbly. Yeah. I went back in the shed. There was no roof anymore. Hi, not that Nikki. Yeah, I know, Purple. Yeah, I think it's more than the ear now. Okay. So, is she dizzy and uncoordinated? Not really. She doesn't seem dizzy. She just seems, well, she has Lyme disease. So, I mean, the weakness could be from that, but I don't know. Have you looked? Yeah, I did look it up, but then it said it. I was looking that up, and it said like it was contraindicated for dogs that might have anemia or something. I don't know. There was stuff like that. We'll have to see. Candy, is this your first time here? We have that kind of show almost every night. It's a vascular issue? Yeah, mine did too. I saw that, Evie. Okay, so let's go to the next topic. Anybody have any more about the... No, she's not pregnant. It's your second time? Oh, then you've never seen our call-ins? We do call-ins all the time. We've had call-ins this week. We had Gumshoe Graham. We had April. When did you come? A long time ago? Okay, so you've never seen the call-in show? Oh wow. Well, these are always late night, but we have call-ins. You want to call in? I can give you the number. You want to call in? Okay, so hi prim proper. So let's see here. So what I did today is I think when I was listening to this Mullis trial, I was also doing the table. Now I'm trying to upload a video that, oh my gosh, it sounds like it's like a lunatic. I don't even know how anybody that would cover what I've done from beginning to end. And I've done it. I'm just going through it, and it's so freaking long, and there's so much stuff in it. But I'm trying to upload that hopefully tomorrow for anybody that hasn't seen the whole thing and wants to hear it quick. It's not quick. Before the verdict comes in, and then to find it all in there without any other stuff. But boy, that's what I was doing before I came on, and I'm like, come on, oh, for Pete's sakes, right? All right, so I listened again to the rebuttal because I don't think I heard her rebuttal close, or if I did, I really wasn't paying that much attention to it, and I was... If she deactivated it, Material Girl, like I said, there are other creators I know that deactivate their YouTubes almost like once a week. I think some do it sort of like, hey, did you miss me? Or for attention or for whatever. And I heard, someone said another channel was gone last week, and they weren't gone, but they said they were gone. Someone said Team Phoenix was gone, but they weren't gone. I still can't figure that one out. But anyway, is Dad TV here? Do you know where's Dad TV? Is he still here? He's still with Team Phoenix, right? Is he? Or is he not? I never know anymore. I don't know, Teresa. It's what I heard. I asked Casbad about it, but I don't know. It's for attention. Some definitely do it for attention because it's like a weekly thing. I'm not kidding. You're absolutely right, Alma. I think the same. Don't go. Can you imagine if they just go, okay, bye. See you later. This kombucha is grapefruit. Did it rain? No, it didn't rain at all on my bike ride. It was nice. I went around. I was actually watching Netflix on my bike ride, and you know what I was watching? Didn't somebody tell me to watch Unbelievable on Netflix? Who watched Unbelievable? You very good? Okay. You didn't know. I started watching it on my bike ride. I know that sounds dangerous, but I'm not really watching it. I'm listening to it, and every once in a while I glance down. But bike riding is so much fun now that you can watch movies. But I don't know what to think. I'm in the first. I didn't get to swim, but Luke got to fish. I didn't get to swim. So you enjoyed Unbelievable? But it's good because I hardly have time, so that is like really good multitasking. All right, so I listened to her rebuttal closing argument. So she's, and then I had listened to the defense over again as well. Hold on. I've got so many notebooks. But I listened to the defense over as well because I think I missed those two, like not taking very good notes because I was refinishing the table. So I just want to go over those because there's some things that I just want to go over because I don't think I did them very well because I wasn't listening. I'm in taking notes. Okay. So the defense closed was, he says, we don't try to deliberately mislead you. I just think that, we're trying to mislead you, but we don't try it deliberately. We're probably misleading you, but just rest assured, we're not doing it deliberately. I just think that whole statement just sounds bad, okay? We don't try to deliberately mislead you, but, and then he goes to this, I believe these are the notes. Okay, so he took notes during the state's opening statement, and he said that they said Amy's not happy, and that was prior to the affair with Jerry. Oh, no, excuse me. Amy wasn't happy. She had a prior affair. Then Jerry and his wife were confronted in July, but that was not enough for Todd. So after he contacted them and after statements from her friends, he devised a calculated plan, and he goes over what happened. Then he says, the doctor's lawyers don't buy it. So Amy told friends, they said the evidence is overwhelming. And Todd told you on the stand yesterday, he consistently told you what happened up to where we are. Up to now. Tristan, okay, he said then only took 2 times to go out of their sight for water. And the state wants you to believe that during this time, Todd ran all the way over there to the red shed. Then he murdered her, came all the way back, and got back to working, all in the time that Tristan got a drink of water, okay? So then he says that's what the state wants, okay? But he said he believes, the attorney, she was murdered, okay? It's not an accident. Nobody's saying she wasn't murdered. That they're all in agreement on that. It's, evident when you see the extent of her injuries. The state said Amy was scared of Todd. He said, well, it doesn't sound like that because she fessed up to her affair that she had 5 years ago. And when she left work, they want you to think she was forced to leave work. But when she left work, she had a party. She posted it on Facebook. And, for the next 4.5 years, if you listen to Todd, they were living the dream. Okay? And Todd had no warnings, okay? And Amy wondered, what was Amy going to say, he said. She was saying this stuff to friends to justify her behavior, okay? He said, what do we hear from others about Todd and from Amy herself? That he's a good dad, he's a good worker, and she's lunching, she's going on trips, she's going on tumbling vacations, she goes on a houseboat. You call her a prisoner, you call her scared, you call her controlled. That does not sound like it. Not to him. And then he says, and then Carrie Kalin, right? She says to Carrie Kalin, things are pretty tense around here. Okay, but things were tense. Todd had 3 kids at home. It was bad weather. His wife had surgery. And when I heard this, he's got crops in the field. I thought of Kenny Rogers' Lucille. You picked to find time to leave me, Lucille, right? 3 hungry children and the crops in the field. Okay. And then he said, Todd's mom snapped at Amy, and Amy told Todd, and then Todd defended her. Okay, Todd defended her. And the defense is not here to determine who murdered Amy. They're not here, okay? Not here for that at all. Nope. But look at the aerial photos. You know, and this is the second attorney. I don't know. Okay, this guy is not even that old. This guy has to be in his 50s, right? Okay, that's the new 30. But he says he doesn't know how to make a PowerPoint. He doesn't know how to use technology. Daddy Defense said he couldn't use technology either, right? What is wrong with these people? They should really go to I'm sure somebody on YouTube could help them. He defended Amy. He called the mom and he defended Amy. He said, you can't speak like that to her. That's not helpful, and you can't do that. Okay. I think they all know too. I think they just, but also, I don't know if this is a public defender. You think he's earlier? I don't know. Anyway, thanks, Alma. But this guy, if I was paying him to defend me and he got up there and said he didn't know how to use a PowerPoint, so he's not going to use the PowerPoint like the prosecution did. So I would be like, oh my gosh, really? What? Right? That sounds pretty bad. Okay. Yeah. Well, we lost because we didn't have the PowerPoint. Yeah. Yeah. But I think what he does, he's smart and sneaky. He knows the jury is overwhelmed with all of these instructions, right? He knows now they're thinking like, oh my gosh, now they went through that it's got to be this one, and if it doesn't fit, it's got to hit that one, and then I've got to ask myself this question, and it's this one. And so he goes on to say, just hang on. I'll tell you where that comes in. So he says, look at the aerial photos. Look at how the weather changed. How could this be calculated when Todd wasn't going to know the weather changed? His nephew was working that very same field that night. Todd didn't know it was going to be too cold to do that. Todd didn't know he was going to have to come back and do the pig barns instead. Okay? So that he's saying this is ridiculous. And here's another thing about this attorney. Anytime he starts to talk about stuff like this, did anybody notice this? His arms get crossed so tight and he rocks back and forth. And that's a liar. That's the body language of a liar. That, you think he would have learned that? Like he would have had a coach there? Or like somebody at the table, like he'd say, okay, every time I cross my arms, just give me a sign. and then just, right? Because she'd be like, oh my gosh, he's crossing his arms again. Yeah, but Sharon, you've got to be aware. I do it too, but you've got to be aware, like when you're there, because it is body language that's, somebody at that table should have just, okay, we'll give you the sign again if we see you crossing your arms. Okay. So then, but and you can see, like when he has his arms uncrossed, but then when he's trying to explain something that's just crazy, like why, say, Todd would pull the corn rake out of her back and not just call 911, right? It goes to that. And why wouldn't he pull that corn rake out of her? He's a doer. Okay, it's crazy. So it is his first trial? I don't think so. If you think he's a late bloomer, then what, did he just graduate from? Okay. So he says, she's trying to explain how Todd couldn't have calculated this. And then he said, you know what? Those shed doors were frozen open, right? You think someone could have hid in that shed and Amy just surprised them? And then, hey, a murder mystery is, but it's possible. It's possible to murder mystery. Possible. Then he says, and then they say he pulled the fork out, but he couldn't get her out of the shed. And then I was writing here, call 911 with all these exclamation points, right? Call 911. Horrible situation, he says. It's horrible, okay? But you saw what he wanted to do. He wanted to even get her closer to that hospital. He was telling the 911 operator, I can get her closer. Okay? But they said, no, pull over, let the ambulance come to you. Okay? And he says, regarding those 911 whispers, and listen, I listened to them, and I have it in my new video, but I listened to the one at the trial, and I can hear it. Okay. So he says, regarding the 911 whispers, he said he's out of breath. And he tells the deputy, she's cold. He goes, who would say that other stuff on a 911 call that he knows is recorded? Okay? And let's see. He said, this is just a Hail Mary pass by the state. Okay? He's not saying that. And then he was criticized for saying it was an accident? He didn't know. And the Google searches, 2,945 of them. Some are what the state says. Cheating people, Aztecs, he went on. But who is engaged in naturally thinking what is on the internet? Oh, this didn't make a lot of sense at all. He said, who would be engaged in actually thinking about what is on the internet about this type of stuff except the person who is cheating? What? That doesn't make any sense, Mr. Defense there. He thinks Amy would be the one that made these searches, okay? He said the state discounts what Tristan said, but Tristan is a solid kid. He says the same thing from the get-go. He talks about how he was in the courtroom but went to the pop machine, the attorney says. He says, I guess the woman at his table, I don't know what her name was, she the one that should have told him to uncross his arms, but she didn't. So let's just call her Lori, okay? He said if Lori said she was in the courtroom with me all day, but then I went to the soda machine, he calls it a pop machine, to the pop machine for a minute, she might not say that. She might consider that she was with me all day because I was only gone for a minute to the pop machine. And then let's see here. He says, the doctors then come back, and Thompson and Cruz, they say this is no accident, okay? And they did a good job. He said they did their job. There was nothing wrong with that. It was murder and not an accident. That was correct. And he said he's too old. He can't do the PowerPoint. Okay? And he said, this is where I think he used that. He wanted to hope that the jury is lazy. And he says, you don't even have to bother analyzing those points that the state went over and the judge, all that stuff. You don't even have to do that if you think Todd didn't do it. You're all, it's it, done deal. Don't have to worry about it at all. And somebody might be thinking like, yeah, wow, we don't have to even bother with any of that if Todd's not guilty. So yeah, I think he definitely did that, right? To say, all right, do you really want to go through all those points? Well, if Todd's not guilty, we don't have to do any of that. Okay. All right, and we can get out of here. That's exactly what it seemed like he was doing to me, okay? So he said, if you don't think Todd did it, you don't go through any of that. There's nothing to analyze. And he said that, listen, Todd couldn't get a word in edgewise with that investigator. Did you hear how he was talking over him? And Todd kept saying, you're asking me to admit something I didn't do, and that investigator doesn't consider that a denial, okay? He said the agent even lied about having a recording of a fight in the kitchen that morning between Amy and Todd. And the agent just would not stop talking. He would not stop going to Todd and telling him that he did this. And he said, Todd got criticized for being a super dad? What was he going to do? She was gone for 30 days out of 2 months. This is just grasping by the state. And so he said on November 10th, Amy was viciously and deliberately murdered. Your job is to listen to the facts, look at the exhibits. You only need to decide if Todd did it. It's obvious she was murdered. So he goes over the events of the day again, and he talks about the hog barns. Amy wants to do something. She follows them out there, okay? They all have their own tasks. He shows the barn. He describes where they were. He takes a lot of time doing this. Okay, he shows the different views. He shows where the water hose was. He shows the office. He shows the garage. He shows where the pet carrier is supposed to be. And he says the door was wide open on the red shed. Okay, Tristan and Todd knew she had a medical procedure. They noticed her weakness, her unsteadiness. Terry Stainer told you, but remember Terry went back to work that very day? Amy took it easy for several days after that procedure. Todd told her to go back in the house, but he said if you want to help, you could get the pet carrier. They worked 1 hour, maybe a little longer. There was no pet carrier there, so Tristan goes and he makes the horrible discovery, okay? But now, they want to pick apart that he, started taking her to the hospital before he called 911, right? And he's not whispering terrible things, okay? Todd and Tristan are consistent, he said, except for the time he was getting a drink. He was not eyeball to eye. They were not eyeball to eyeball, okay? Where did this investigation go off the tracks? He says, well, it was when Todd said she fell. He wasn't thinking of murder. So it's like you second guess something. You're a Monday morning quarterback. So unusual. Is it so unusual to assume she fell? Murder's the thing that doesn't make sense. But, let's see. What did I say here? Oh, but it does not equate to Todd guilty of first-degree murder. When the medical proof showed it wasn't an accident, he became the only suspect. They gathered evidence that fits their subject. They didn't look at anything else. They didn't look at the fingernails. No, that's what he said. And Hemostath talks about what he did. He says searches are done by Todd. All the searches are done by Todd. That's not true. Searches for wedding dresses, diamond rings, tattoos, not done by Todd. Physical evidence, there isn't much. The rake handle, we both agree. We agree with the state. That would already have Todd's fingerprints on it because he pulled it out of her. The fingernails never examined, even though she had defensive wounds to both hands. But they didn't go that because it didn't fit their theory, okay? Not driven by the facts of the case is what's said. Why not? Okay, and he said it undermined their theory of their case. Don't do it. They said no damage to the nails. But if you garden or you work in your car, you can have no damage to your nails and have dirt and stuff underneath them, he said. The photos showed no injuries to Todd's body. Okay? And ruling out Frazier, they used cell phone pings, he said. None around towers around the Mullis farm. They didn't, makes no sense. So he's saying, find cell phone pings around the farm. But he's not saying from Jerry. He's saying that he thinks that they could get pings to see if anybody else, like this random murderer, is around. But it doesn't work. They have the number first. Okay. So yeah, that was just crazy. Okay. And then he said, think about the things Amy said, right? We are very aware of Amy's affair, and Patricia only met Todd 2 times, okay? Jerry Frazier had a wonderful day in court. It was a wonderful day in court for him, okay? But he may, what did he say this? He may have had different ideas. He was backing away from Amy, and Amy said she could do this herself. Eileen Fuller, 2.5 years later after the affair, okay, that's when Todd says, I am going to work this out because I don't want to lose my farm. That's his intention. That's 2.5 years after that affair. And then he said, Amy was making Todd seem bad. It was an excuse for her behavior. That's why she's fooling around. He said, Amy was just not satisfied. 4.5 years of what Todd felt was normal, besides the little hiccup with Jerry. Okay? But then the rumors, Terry said, generated that phone call to the friend at the hospital. Okay? And Amy talked to Todd about the rumors. Changes during the 4.5 years. They put in another barn. They bought that timber and that land. They had plans for the cabin, right? The state concedes that Amy did some of the searches, okay? She had access to Google account with Todd's name. And then he said, let's see, boys raised like pussies, research psychology. There's very legit connections to those. Michael Krogman told Tristan to tell the truth. Okay, and let's see. The cameras, there's no recordings. They were knocked over. It's common sense is one of your tools that you can use for this case. The search for body organs, Todd told you he was helping Taylor understand, but it's not plausible to the state's theory. Right about the rumors search, look, their search for bipolar, and then the hunter's safety, Jerry's address, the swimming, the Ohana tattoos, the beer bread, the dominoes in Florida. He said, if that man is diabolical enough to murder and send his son to find her, he said, do you think you judge? There's no doubt he's not that man. Who did it? I don't know. He has no one to suggest, but it wasn't Todd. It was not Todd. And then he ends with, fine. Where am I? Oh yeah, here we go. The state's case is like a new car, right? It looks great on the outside, but when you try to take a test drive, they tell you can't test drive that car, right? It's not proven beyond a reasonable doubt. No. Do justice and find him not guilty. Okay, that was the cats. Yeah, that was the closing, and then the rebuttal closing. She said they want you to believe Amy's friends are all lying. They just want the defendant to go down. These friends just want the defendant to go down. It's all a big conspiracy. Okay? She said, but if it was, wouldn't they say the exact same thing? Wouldn't their stories be better and align themselves more? Amy wasn't lying. She had no reason to lie. She was telling people she was having an affair. She did not tell them that she didn't tell them anything for excuses. If Todd thought she wasn't having an affair, why did he text Terry Stainer that everyone was lying to him? He's told someone that, see, this part right here makes a lot of sense for me, okay? He's told someone came onto his property and viciously murdered his wife, and he does not react. Well, he doesn't even take any precautions, right? If he really thought someone came on there and viciously murdered her, now he's trying to say, well, 6 days, he thought it was still an accident until they said something. But even 6 days after that, wouldn't he be scared to death if he thought somebody came on the farm and viciously murdered her, who he has no idea who it was, right? So, oh my gosh, let's get the kids off here. Let's get a better security system. I think, we better have better cameras. Oh, really? Their lack of creativity today? Yeah, they're losing it. So, right? Anybody is listening to me? It doesn't add up. He needs to replace the batteries in the calculator. Yeah, I just don't know. So that really hits home. I mean, if that hits home for the jury, if someone really the only evidence points to him, but it's easy to say I found her like that. Oh, you're listening. Okay. You're late. So yeah, I mean, it really is. Because think about it. If you are, put anyone in there, someone murders your spouse or someone at your house, and you truly didn't do it. At first you think it's an accident, and then they tell you, no, it's murder. Right? Wouldn't you be like, oh my gosh, who murdered her? It's like OJ, right? I'm going to find the real killer. I'm going to find him. But OJ didn't even live there, okay? Where she was killed. But it's like, there's so many of them that did that if it wasn't them, it would mean there's like some vicious person coming around killing their family, and they don't do anything. So it's crazy, right? So, okay. So then let me see here. So they said he doesn't react. And then Tristan did not want to be here, okay? The amount of time he was here, she goes, the amount of time did not change. It changed, hold on a minute. She said the amount of time did change from saying he wasn't away to he was away 1 minute and 45 seconds to I don't know. So she's saying the son is covering up for the dad, okay? Keeps changing because he's coming to terms with the truth. All right. He wants things to go back to the way they were, but they never can be because his mother's dead. Okay? Todd thought accident. He didn't remember the cameras. He did searches for things like buoyancy, and then he has an excuse for every one of those things. He always has an excuse. But he can't admit to Google searches about infidelity. Look at the ones within minutes of the searches for things like hunting bows and combines. So she's saying, look at the time that he's searching for the combine and look at the searches right within minutes of that, and you'll know who did the searches. And then she says in the 911 tape, 6:53 and 7 o'clock, you determine what it says. They say he is excited. Yeah, he's excited because he carried out a murder. He took the corn rake and he stabbed his wife, and now he's in cover-up mode. Okay? This is not a Hail Mary. We don't need a Hail Mary, she said. This is just another piece of evidence, adds to everything else. Follow the evidence, John Turbot, the interviews, search warrants. 3.5 months they investigated this. It all pointed to the defendant. This was cold, calculated plan. This did not all just happen. The defense wants you to think it's all happenstance. It's all coincidence. It's all... She said the 911 call, the defendant talks about falling on the corn rake. He is telling his story from the beginning. The fingernails, there was no analysis because they were short and intact, and the injuries on the top of the hands, there was no evidence anyone attacked her from the front. Only person that knows that is the defendant because he was there. He murdered her. Okay? The affair had been put to bed. Great. Defense wants you to believe that. She says the days before the procedure, Jerry met Amy for oral exams. The defendant knew the Google searches. She says he was pretending the marriage was perfect. Though September and October, she was gone for half of that time, and he doesn't mind. Who would send a 13-year-old to find his mother? Someone who was planning and plotting this. We had to make it look like it was an accident. He had to make it look like it was an accident. If he did it right, and only he didn't stab her 2 times. They talk about a test drive, that we won't give you a test drive. That's false. All evidence points to the defendant. All evidence, the defense wants you to think all evidence is happenstance. So she said that Amy was planning on leaving. She was storing furniture. She was telling people. It just so happens that Todd is telling Eileen he is frustrated about everything, and he told her about the affair, told Tristan that he had a convo and conversation with him, and Tristan comes from school. Tristan and Todd says she's talking to some guy. Then she has her procedure, and it just so happens, okay, that Tristan, Todd, and Amy are out in the barn, and it just so happens that Amy gets dizzy. Not once, not twice, but then Tristan says, you know, it would be helpful for us if you would go get the pet carrier. If you're not too dizzy, get the 15-pound pet carrier. And we're supposed to believe that some mystery attacker walks on to this Mullis farm at that very time, and he goes into that red shed and he sees the corn rake, and it just so happens that no one hears a thing, and it just so happens, okay, he's a really good murderer, okay? He leaves behind no evidence, nothing. And then it just so happens that Todd and Tristan have this conversation about the pet carrier, and that Todd sends Tristan out to the shed, and that the defendant runs to the shed, and then he pulls the rake, and then he calls 911 and says she fell. He doesn't remember the cameras. He doesn't remember. He just says the cats got the cameras. The next day the cameras were on. The Google searches, the infidelity and killing cheating wives. Okay, he was told that this was a murder, and he had no response. He must be the unluckiest man in the world. So she says, I have proved by witnesses' testimony beyond a reasonable doubt, clearly proven the defendant's guilt. Okay, beyond a reasonable doubt, all evidence supports it. Justice demands it. Find the defendant guilty. Over. That's it. That's the end. Now you have it all. Tennessee, I'm going to promise. What are you promising? Trouble for me is the state hasn't proven Todd did it. Too much doubt for me as a juror to hung possibly. With all the technology, why didn't they clear the 911 call? There are experts there that can block out sounds to see if Todd said. He didn't say died, he said cheating, W, and he said go to HEW, hockey sticks, cheating, W. You totally believe Dad turned him against his mom. Okay, who thinks there's going to be a verdict tomorrow? Carolyn, my doctor wrote a prescription for feline therapy for You're going to fill the script? Are you? When are you filling the script? You hope to, Scooter? I heard from Lisa. She's sick. So yeah, add her to your prayers because she has a lot of health things going on. They don't know exactly what it is. Actually, most of her tests are coming back normal, but she's still getting like intermittent fevers and stuff. But she says as soon as she's feeling better, she's on that decoupage. She didn't run away with the circus after all. When one troll leaves and then 3 leave at the same time, does that mean it's one person acting as 4 different trolls? I didn't even see the trolls tonight. Well, I mean, I saw their names, but I didn't even see anything they wrote. His poles were very small. His poles were very small. You don't think the state has proved their case? What if she didn't go to the barn? So was it planned? It went to the jury. It said the jury will start again on Monday. This verdict will take time, Lily Rose says. Micro expressions were important for you? All right, so now let's go see what's new or evolving. Where's Gumshoe? Grams. Anybody have any more questions about this before we check for the new? Gumshoe, was it Gumshoe Grams? I think Gumshoe Grams found his mother. Found Bowers' mother. You have plenty. If people knew Iowa and Iowanians, Iowanians. I can't even. I. Oh my gosh, that's like a tongue twister. Iowa. So that's Iowans. I own. What? How? I don't even know, Nikki, how you even pronounce that. You'd understand a lot more. Everyone here is like the defense attorneys and defendant. Slow. I wouldn't do very well there. I'm a fast talker. I don't know, CYNT. She doesn't polish it. What am I polishing? I don't. Everybody asks. You must think like I sit there like I'm buffing it. I have the big buffer for the car. I don't do anything to it. The only thing I ever do to it is if I see something on it, I'll clean it with just water and like a microfiber rag. That's it. I don't do anything to it. Iowans. 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 No power washing of the fridge, no. Hey, Bloomful, your first time here? We've got a lot of first-time people tonight. I need a sign. I don't polish it. People here call Utahns, and that sounds strange. It's not like New Yorkers. Hi now? Yeah, I know it's your first time here. Hi now. Your camper is a retro one? Oh, you're having problems? Yeah, I'm sure this has a special finish on it, you know. A retro probably wouldn't have it. Utahns. Aucklanders. Mama T? How many kids do you have, Mama? Oh, Michael's the first time too. Wow, we're getting a lot of newbies. That advertising must have really paid off. Why do I sometimes have 2 picture frames? I don't have any picture frames. Where do I have picture frames? That was a good investment, that advertising. They did do it, you know. Pays to advertise, right? 3 kids, 3 grandkids. They think crazy about true crime. Blessed. Oh, well, they're not frames. They're signs. Why do I? They've been there a long time. I haven't taken them down in forever. I don't know, Janelle. I think it would have happened one way or the other, I think. Get you in a crafting mood. Oh, you know what I did? Right over there, I have my little totes. I already have 12 of them packed, labeled, ready to go on my shelves downstairs. So I did get some stuff done. except to show you. So I did okay, and I have some projects coming up. I just am really nervous for tomorrow because I am because Jimmy in the shed and the rain, and he's like, it's not going to happen until the afternoon, and I was like freaking. You don't know what I found out in the shed, right? He goes, all right, this is exactly what he says. He goes like this. You know what? None of this stuff here and there isn't a lot there that's left out there. But he goes like this, I swear to you. A lot of the stuff is in totes that has tops on it. But there's some things that just has the tote and the top is either somewhere else. And I was freaking, right? So tonight in the dark, I'm trying to do this. And I go through this one box now all week long, okay? I'm telling you. He's been coming in going, did you know there were savings bonds? Where did you find them? Because when we had our other kitchen, we had one cabinet. I called it the glass door. I actually called it the glass door cabinet. But it was kind of, hey, April. It was where I put like a lot of important papers and pictures and things like that, right? So he comes in with this collectible little tiny Longaberger basket. Where did you find that? Oh, I can't remember. I said basement. He couldn't remember where he found it. Then he says, I found the savings bonds. Where'd you find them? Because I knew the ones he were talking about were in this amaretto cookie tin that was in that glass door cabinet, right? And I'm thinking that this whole tote of this stuff is downstairs. Okay? So all week he's been doing this. So I said, well, where's the tin? So he brings in the tin, okay? Then he goes like this. Hey, look at this. Here's the family recipe. Look at this. That I wrote with my uncle right before he died. He was 93. He's like, look, the string beans and potatoes, the meatballs, the tomato sauce. Where did you find that? He goes, I don't know. He goes, I think I knocked a box over. That's what I think I did. I knocked a box over. Where did you knock the box over? Out in the shed? Well, I don't know. Right? So just listen. Totally dark. He doesn't want to put the lights on because of the bugs, okay? Now, everybody's petrified of these darn stupid mosquitoes, right? Okay. So even when I was bike riding, once I get hit with one, I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope that's not the bad kind. Okay. So, because there's no coming back from that. You're like dead. Okay. So, I'm in the shed. It's dark. And I pick something. There's like this one tote. And I had put some other stuff in it. But then I was thinking like, wait a minute. I better take a better look at this. So I picked it up. And what do I see? A deed? A deed for my house? For my land? I'm like, what? Right? So I start screaming. Jimmy! And of course, I swear to you, if I was sneaking something, like, when I say sneaking something, I mean like sneaking something he doesn't want into the house. And I don't mean like buying something. He goes nuts about my books. So if I was like sneaking some books back into the house, he would be right there. If I was doing, when I'm screaming my head off because I can't get out of there because he's locked me in by putting these other stuff in front of me, he doesn't hear. He has selective hearing, right? So I'm going, oh my gosh, the deed of the... So I take that, I put it over there. I go into the next thing, right? Oh my gosh, these are like really important pictures. Then Luke's little thing that, goes on the bassinet when you're born in the hospital. And then I'm saying, oh my gosh, this is all the stuff that was in the glass door cabinet. How in the world did it get in here? And now I'm freaking out because I don't know what else is here. So, and I'm thinking, well, I finally got him to come out. And he's like, thank you, St. Anthony. And he goes, okay, well, so we'll just carry it in. And you can go through it. So, but then we bring it in and I'm like, I'm just worried that because I can't see what else might be out there because I'm not worried in the ones that are covered. But there's some things like he's got, which I've been trying to switch all day, but he's like, I'm just going to put a tarp on them. I need him to get this shed together. And I can't, you don't know Jimmy. You don't know what it is like. He would leave tarps on stuff and the shed like half together for 10 years. You think I'm kidding? I am not kidding you. I'm not. You have no idea what I go through. He cannot get projects finished. He needs like a person. If anybody lives near that maybe retired, maybe backdoor when you get retired, I don't know, that can just go around and keep him on task. Oh, that would be great. It's your Mike. He gets projects completed to usually like 90%. And I think he's got a perfectionist thing too. Like this, I want to do the reveal of the powder room down here, right? He's got this littlest thing that he wants to adjust, your husband too, this littlest thing that he wants to adjust. And I said, nobody will see that. Adjust it some other time. We've been waiting 1.5 years for you to adjust that. Forget it. Just finish the last thing you have to do and do it, okay? But he doesn't. He took the molding, the inside molding off the basement door because we had to get something down there that we needed every inch of room, right? Okay, that was, listen to me. That was no, it was December. It was in December. Do you think the molding is back on that door? It's not. And the other day I said, this is ridiculous. So you know what he did? He went down to the basement and he got the molding and he brought it up and it's sitting in my hallway. It's sitting in my hallway. It's still not back on the door. So if you think that I'm not stressed out, he needs like, maybe I wish like you guys would give him like a lot of encouragement or something like, oh my gosh, let's see how fast, like a little kid, let's see how fast you could eat that. Let's see how fast you could finish your potatoes or your meat, right? Let's see how fast you can put up that shed, Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy, I bet you can't do that shed in 2 days. I bet you can't, right? I know I have to get my T-cart video up, But at least I finished the project, Okay, I finished it. Oh, Zozo. Yes, he's a Virgo. Yes. Oh, start trying to do. I know. I've said that. You know what I say, Hennessy? I say, that's it. I'm sorry. It's not that I'm upset. Like I go like this. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. You just must have a lot to do. I'm just going to call someone to do it. And I go like this. I swear to you. I go like this. My therapist said that, that if something's not getting done, then I just have to call somebody to do that. Yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna call someone to do it. But the problem is we don't have a lot of people to call, and when they do, they're all busy. Oh, I was gonna call that guy, Teresa. You know that guy? He was on tonight. George to the rescue. George would lose his. You okay, Zil? George would lose his mind. His head would pop off if he came in here at the amount of projects Jimmy hasn't finished. There's so many projects he hasn't finished. You have no idea. My older sons are so freaking busy. Maybe when it's winter, but then that's how I got him to build shelves in the basement. And my older son said, Mom, do you know? He kept saying, okay, what do you think? Call it. Just want to go up and get. And my son's like, no, I want to finish this. But he needs someone like that. Really? You could all nag him to death? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I'd want him to get the shed. I know if he doesn't get the shed up, it's just going to sit in the. You have no idea. Sounds like you in the morning. He is a procrastinator. He's the kind that he can never, like, okay, let's say, and I can get a little bit like this, like, do you know the people that they're moving 2 years from now? 2 years from now, and they're already packing their boxes, and they're moving 2 years from now? Your Maltese has it and makes the same hacking. What is it? Heart disease? What kind? What other symptoms were there? My full heart and hands. Can you send me an email with, it would be really great if you could send me an email with her age, her symptoms, the medication. That would be really great. Thank you. Okay. So, what was I saying? Yeah, they start, I'm not like that. I can't do that. Or those people that have a wedding like 16 years in advance and they're already like doing the cake tasting. I can't. It seems ridiculous to me. When I was moving, I remember I was like, what am I doing? And then you always wait to the last minute. And then it's like, even when you tell yourself, we're not going to wait to the last minute this time, right? But then you do. Or if you're having like a big crowd at your house, right? You know, like weeks in advance, right? So you go, okay, now I don't want to get all stressed out because we have to do all that cooking and I don't want to be all stressed out on the day everyone's coming. So let's try to get everything ready beforehand. Yeah, he'll say, yeah, that's a good idea. But then he just doesn't get the motivation or the drive. And I can be a little bit like that. Like, 'cause, you know, I work well under pressure, right? Or you get a lot of like, you get stuff done. So he's always been like that, lady minute. So no matter what we say, we're always like, if we're going on a vacation, we're doing things like up to the minute we're leaving. I don't know. Yeah, I can't do that. It doesn't even seem right. Or when there's like weddings like 3 years out and they're on the, yeah, I can't do it. One daughter just got married. First of all, I think too, like with an engagement, like especially when the ones are like, we're 3 years out. I'm thinking like, I know I'd be thinking like, what if you're not together? And then you've done all that stuff. And we put this big deposit down on this, you know, it's just like, I'll wait. Why don't we wait and see what happens? Go ahead. You could go sign up for your registry or something. Really, a lot of things can happen in 3 years. Christmas. Oh, that's the other thing for us. The wrapping of the presents. That's the other thing. And it always comes down to the last minute. And then he goes, don't worry, we'll get it done. And then when we're up to the minute, he goes, we'll just do as much as we can do. It'll be good enough. Yeah, I don't know. That's the kind of stuff. I don't think so, Michelle. I don't think so. And I keep telling him because my cousin and the neighbor next to him that's putting in the new house, they are so freaking always doing something. Always doing something. Here's Jimmy. Today, all day. I'm going to have another cup of coffee. I'm just going to go sit in and look at the scores for a minute because he got the football on, right? I'm just going to look at the scores for a minute. Then he comes out because he hears it. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get going. You know what? I think I'm just going to take that Italian bread and toast it up. And you want any bread? You know, okay. Then he goes in there and I'm like, Jimmy, come on now. No, I'm going to eat this fast. It'll be fast. Then I'm out there. I come in. I swear to you, I came in so fast, and he must have jumped off the couch and came running around to pretend he wasn't sitting on the couch, right? And I go, what were you doing? Jumping off the couch to pretend you weren't off the couch? And he's like, what? No, I was just checking the score. Or he'll always do, I'm just going to go in and check that out, how to do that on the internet. He has a phone that he can do that from. He's such, oh my gosh. 40 years I've waited for doors on the meter. Windowsill in the kitchen, no carpet, because he's not finished decorating the hallway. I feel you. I feel you. You missed the time. I wasn't online when you have no idea. Okay, we've had the worst contractors we've ever had. So when we were doing the master bedroom, everything got done. All the fixtures got put in. All the tile finally got put up. The vanity got put in. But the countertop didn't go in. Okay? I didn't have sinks in my master bedroom for about a year and a half. Okay? So when we finally did the kitchen, I just ordered the countertops. I have the same exact countertops in my bathroom. I ordered them through her. And would you believe when they came to, they have to do like an initial measurement for the quartz, and our stupid contractor did not finish what he had to do. So the guy got here and he said, and this poor guy, I love this guy. Thankfully they sent a really talented, because if they had sent like a 20-year-old that just started with this company, he never would have done this. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning, and Jimmy goes, the guy's here, and he came all the way from way out in Pennsylvania to measure for the countertops, but he said that they didn't do something they had to, so they're going to have to call it off. And I said, you've got to be kidding me, right? Because you've got to be kidding me. And then the guy says, what can I do? And I said, you don't know that the problems we're having with the contractor. And then I just went nuts. I started crying. And I said to this guy, you don't know, I haven't had sinks in my bathroom for a year and a half. And I haven't had a floor in my bedroom in a year and a half, or I think it was even more than that. I'm probably being very generous with the year and a half. And I said, I have to wash my hands in the shower, and thankfully it has a little spout on the bottom, and that was a mistake, but it's good because I've had to wash my hands there. And I said, and now we've been waiting. Now we can't get the sinks, and it's going to be probably another 3 weeks before you can get out there. And you know what he does? He goes like this. Oh my gosh. He goes, I feel for you. Right? He goes, I really feel for you. He goes, let me see what I can do. Maybe let me take a look at what they didn't have done. Do you know he went back and he leveled everything that had to be leveled? He did it all so that he could measure for this countertop. And he said, it wasn't the contractor. It was the guy that was coming to measure for the countertops. So he kept saying, and I said to Jimmy, you don't know how lucky we were. First of all, they would have charged the kitchen designer, and us twice to come out for this because it's a really long trip. I was so pissed off at our contractor. I said, and they go, well, what? Everything got done. I said, yeah, everything got done because they sent somebody that was really, really good. The regular guys wouldn't have done what he did. You guys didn't have, we told you the countertop guy was coming. And yeah, it was horrible. He has narcolepsy? Oh boy. So anyway, yeah, so I know that. And then that same guy did the ones upstairs. And he's like, you have sinks now. And oh my gosh, I was so I couldn't believe. And this one guy, he said to me at the end, he said, listen, don't worry, we're going to get it all taken care of. You're just stressed beyond belief. You should have seen me then. You have no idea what the stress I was under with this project. He probably did. But see, that's what it is, right? Because that's what I said to Jimmy. Jimmy goes something about, people, this is Jimmy. People don't have the amount of work that I have. I said, who are you kidding? You think you're the only one that has work? Yeah, this amount of work, I don't think anybody has it. I said, Jimmy, come on now. I said, you don't think any of that has to do with maybe the fact that you didn't do this like these other two? They're on every little task. Like you see the people that like 2 leaves fall and they're out there raking. Those people that are like looking for things to do, I want to get those people and say, look, you're sitting out here waiting for a leaf to fall to rake it up, right? Come to my house. You don't have to wait for the leaves to fall because there's some leaves even from last year and maybe the year before that you could sweep up and stuff. But they're out there like they have nothing to do. Everything is done. But your house, yeah, that's how it happens, right? The shoemaker's kids have no shoes. But that's what I said. So I said, just admit it, Jimmy. You're not going to get this shed up. You're not going to get it up in one day. So then I said, I'm going to call this guy. You need someone to help you. Okay, I think I can do it. I think I can do it. I said, Jimmy, he goes, I think I can do it. And then he goes, it's not going to be one day. It'll probably be 2 days because it's going to rain. So I'm not going to, he's already got that he's not going to be able to do it. That's what I used to tell people when I was training them in marketing and sales. I would say, the minute you say, I'm going to just try this for a month or 2 and see what happens, just go because you don't have the right attitude. I told them, a lot of them couldn't stand to hear it. I had one lady that said I was negative. I wasn't negative. I was realistic. You're never going to make it. You'll never make it in sales or anything like that with an attitude like that. I'll do it for a month and see what happens. Not going to happen. A lot of them can't handle the truth. But so I said, okay, so you're already not going to have it. Did you think I was going to have it up in one day? I said 2 people could have that shed up in one day. Don't tell me they couldn't. Okay, maybe they could, but it's going to rain. I said, you said it's not going to rain a lot. So then I said, so what? You'll have it up in 2 days? Yeah. I said, look, I just want to get Brian. He'll come here. He'll help you. Please. And, hey, Rosary. And he goes, oh, okay. It's just so, and then he looks for any excuse, okay? Tell me how this makes sense. Listen, you know what it is? It's just your books. It's just my books. How did my books even come into the shed? Why are you talking about, like, he just finds something else, right? So I go, how about your guitars? Is it ever your guitars, right? No, it's never my guitars, but even the kids said that it's your books. I said it doesn't have anything to do with the shed. But he'll do that all the time. Or he'll intentionally, I think, try to piss me off, right? Just about something little, like just something he knows is going to just piss me off. And so that I'll get like, you know what? That's it. I'm going for a bike ride. Or you know what? I can't take it anymore. This is ridiculous, right? And that way he doesn't have to worry. Like, okay, good. Now she's on a bike ride and now I can sit down and watch whatever the hell he was watching or do whatever, play the guitar, right? Because, yeah, then he doesn't have to worry. So, yeah, it's making you feel better, Kathy? I wish so. Yeah, well, it's making me feel a little better that some of you know what I'm dealing with. I think I'm the only one dealing with this because it seems like everyone that's around me is a doer, like on the task 24/7 and like looking for stuff to do. And it seems I have the only Jimmy that goes around like that. Kids do that. You have the same problem? That is every couple? Oh, I don't know. My neighbors here, they're like, I'm telling you, you have no idea. I feel like every other couple is not like us. We're the only ones that are like struggling to get anything done. And Jimmy does too, because he's like, nobody has this amount of work. Oh, what are we looking for? Just you know what? Yeah, and then that's what he does that like to like the minute you get into it, he goes like this. I just want to, and I say something like, don't see, why do you have to say that right away? Because I said I know exactly what you're going to say. No, you really don't. Yes, I really do. Oh my goodness. Kindness. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, you have no idea. I have. Okay. There are cardboard. Okay. Up here, people burn. They burn cardboard, right? They burn stuff like that. They have a burn barrel or a burn spot, like a fire ring thing, and they throw like cardboard in there. And if you're not on a burn ban, you burn that stuff, right? Okay. As we take and put away stuff that was packed away in the basement and stuff in those Serve Pro boxes, we put them outside. Can I tell you that there is a train, a literal train of cardboard to be burned in the driveway, and it's still not burned. Now, tomorrow, it's going to rain, right? So he's either going to burn it right before then, or like normal, he'll throw a tarp over it. I didn't get to it. I'll get to it. No, he'll keep it dry, Teresa. He'll keep that cardboard dry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And the garbage man is coming tomorrow, right? So I said, you should see. And you know what I said to him? Because he always says, I was cleaning out that shed, and there was a tote this big, like one of those really huge ones with wheels. I filled the entire thing up with things I was just throwing away, okay? And he came out and I said, why can't you say like, wow, you're good, you're doing a good job, because you're throwing all that stuff away. And I said, why? Oh, well, because I would like you to do even more. Maybe if you throw out everything, I would feel better. He puts a Band-Aid on the problem. Oh my gosh. You choose flight over fight? I'm telling you, I say like, oh my gosh, he used to, I don't know, the motivation, he needs somebody to, I thought my brother was going to be staying up in the area like 2 years ago or something, and I thought, oh wow, and he's like, yeah, I can get a lot done with you, and then he stayed for a total of like 2 weeks and left. I know, backdoor, and the neighbors the other neighbors the same. They went to a meeting, and he goes, I have to get back before my wife sees the stuff that I'm getting rid of, because she's still sleeping. I'm going to go get it and get rid of it before she notices. He's like, she's always saying, don't get rid of that. I don't know. It's my girlfriend always said, Carolyn, because this has been going on for years. She says, you should take, this is before I even was on, like I had my YouTube channel, but it was nothing like this. It was not my real life or anything. It was just reviews and stuff, right? She goes, Carolyn, you missed your calling. You should just put on a GoPro and just go about your daily life with Jimmy, because I would go on that call every morning and tell them like I'm telling you, right? But they didn't have video. It was just calls. We did video. We did trainings and stuff. But she would say, Carolyn, oh my gosh, you've got to get a GoPro and just go over everything that you and Jimmy do with these projects and this stuff that doesn't get finished. You've got to do it. And I said no, because I'm like too embarrassed. Sounds like trouble will be in the air getting rid of her things. I guess not, because he's been doing it. No, it's not her mom, Tanya. It's right now the one we talked about is letters from prison. That's what he doesn't understand. And I said, it's not that I'm not going to throw it away, but I just have a thing that I want to go through something because you never know what's in it. Okay. I feel like, so today I said, just lift up oh my gosh. I said, what are you talking about? I am throwing everything away, but I'm not just going to just throw it away without looking into it. Because he of all people knows we have found so much crap in boxes that we thought were junk. I mean, so much stuff that's important in boxes we thought were just junk. He knows that, but he just wanted to get me mad today so that he didn't have to do anything. You want to bang your head against a wall every day? Oh my gosh. You know what I used to say, and this is going to sound really weird, because you see how women relate. I'd say I'm not that persuasion, right? Or whatever you want to say. It's not my, but really, it seems like it would be so much easier because if you had two women there, right? Because they'd be like, you're on the same wavelength, but that's not me. So maybe if I had some roommates or something, I don't know. When they say, I don't want to argue, right? Or he comes out and he tells me what I'm doing wrong, right? Like with the table. And then he says to me, see, why do you have to start right away with that attitude? What attitude? You came out here and you told me, you know what and he just goes into this thing about how I'm doing everything wrong with this thing. And then I turn around and say, you don't know what this is. Oh, see? Why? You got it. You love being single now that you're older? Oh. Yeah, Mrs. Roger Rabbit, you're just going to do the house? If you do, right. But then he'll say, no, I don't have time, but I sent you that thing on how you should do it. I sent it to you. You used to play the tactic of hearing, I'll do it soon. I've done that too, but then sometimes I have to stay right there, believe it or not. Like if I'm painting the door and he says, you know how you should paint it? You've got to paint it like this. And I'll go, wait, can you show that to me again? How? Oh, like that? But then he's sometimes he does things, he's messy, and then I have to do other things. But if I don't stay right there, then I have to stay right there anyway, so why not just do it? Because then he'll just stop doing it. He'll go, oh, I don't want to do this. Tell him I'm thinking about signing up. Oh, that wouldn't stop him, Teresa. I'm telling you. Your husband... Oh, it's killing you, Bebop? I don't know. You want to kill him most times? Well, I say, because he micromanages all the time. He'll tell me about the dishwasher. Oh, you got to turn it that. Well, then do it. Okay. So then we have this thing that he micromanaged so much about loading the dishwasher. He loads the dishwasher. I unload the dishwasher, right? But if it comes to where he's not done his job and I'll load the dishwasher and I don't make a big announcement about it. You know what I noticed him doing? I called it standing on ceremony. Say the dishwasher needs to be unloaded and it had to be loaded again. He just didn't do it. And I said, what are you doing? Are you standing on ceremony with the dishwasher? You know how many times I load it, do your job? And he goes, oh, it's not really that. Oh, no, really? It's not really that? No, not really. No, but it kind of is, right? And he's like, look. And then so now I make a huge announcement. I'm loading the dishwasher again, and then you know what he'll do? Or he probably silently stays like away, and then he hears me putting in like the last thing. He goes, "Oh, I'll do that. I'll do that." I'm like, "It's all done." We're all in the same boat? Well, that's good. Well, if you only emptied it. How hard their lives are. Yeah. Your husband is a neat freak and it takes 30 minutes to hang a frame on the wall. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what Jimmy did. I told him about we had these hooks where the kids would hang their backpacks, right? So they haven't been put up since we were back at the house. He comes out with the hook thing, the big thing, right? You want this back in the same place? Yeah. Where was that? Oh, it was right here in the hallway. Okay, so you're putting it up? No, I'm not going to put it up now. What was that? Just a dry run? Like, how hard is it to put it up? Like, I've got to look at it. And then, like, sometimes he'll act like he's got to have, like, all this advance notice. Oh, my gosh. Well, I didn't know we were doing that today. Be good to have some advance notice. And then when I do tell him, like, days in advance, he still does the same thing. But I said, I told you. Yeah, I know, but I'm not feeling it today. It's crazy. But let's, yeah, I know, Anna, but it's, and then I get overwhelmed. Then I get totally overwhelmed. And I know I'm like PMSing, so I know everything is worse then, right? But he's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "I'm overwhelmed. I need some help." Like, but what kind of help do you get? Like, I could never get the help that I need, because somebody would say, "Well, what do you need?" Well, I really need someone to, I need Oompa Loompas. That's the only thing I can think of. Because nobody could do what like I have to do. I need runners to just keep running all day long, but be really happy about it. Not like your kids, like, how many more trips? Oh my gosh, right? You need these Oompa Loompas that are so happy to do it. All these boxes down to the basement? Yes, right? That would be a good business, wouldn't it be? If you sent like a whole team all dressed up in those little white suspendered pants with different color shirts on, and they'll be real happy. Or Cinderella, yeah, I love those. Or the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo with the little magic wand. Minions, yeah. It's a shame. Janelle, we live in the middle of freaking nowhere. We don't have Catholic schools by us. The only one we had is closing down. It wasn't even near us. It was a half an hour away. Or munchkins. Something, but it's impossible. It really is. You might be married to Jimmy's twin. But you know, there's those guys that love projects. It's like one project after another, and they're just. Constantly building things, yeah. I wished that those robots like Rod Serling had that did, you remember that one? That was the greatest thing. That's the thing that I want, are the real robots that look like real people and they do stuff. That's the best thing, because you don't have to worry about them, right? You don't have to worry about those robots saying like, wow, this is a mess, or wow, because they don't have an attitude. They're just going to do what they're there to do. They're there for a job. They're there for a purpose. I don't know, but let's you remember that episode? It was a great episode. I wish it was real. Okay, so let's look at the Jones, because I think one of the first things is that Grammy, Gumshoe Grams found. Oops, I haven't even checked my mail today. I'm so far behind in my mail. My Mommy Ramblings mail is ridiculous. Okay, so. Okay, the paper prayers are coming in. That's good. Okay. So Gumshoe, the first thing she sent was a screenshot, hold on, let me see here, of so she said that there he is with the boys, right? And she's from Grand Island, Florida. That's where he was from. She's originally from Indiana. But you see that the first post that you're going to see is from 2017, so it's not going to tell us a heck of a lot, but that is right there. And I can pull up the real page. Hey, Mr. Pinkle. It always reminds me of the Richard Scary Town when I see you, Mr. Pinkle. There's Mr. Pinkle. But I think, isn't it Mr. Pickle in his pickle car? But your name reminds me of that. Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. You can do the same thing and put it in so we can all follow along. And when you hear the little ding, you turn the page. Okay, but just in case you don't feel like typing it in, I'll give you the actual address. Because that's how I am. Okay, I'll put the web address right here so we can all follow along. Because who was that was going nuts? Who was that? Danny? I see Danny's back, right? Team Sleuth. Okay, now let me get the real page up on the screen. Come on. Come on. Did you all get it? You'll follow later? Okay, well, all right, so here we go. So in Florida, there's the picture. Now, the kids are considerably younger here. This little boy was 5, and he looks about 3 or so there, right? So that was 2 years ago. So I was right. 3, yeah, and about 8. Poor kids. Poor kids. Wow, everyone looks great. Yes, thanks. Grandkids are growing fast. So I don't know what happened in this marriage here. But it's kind of... and then she doesn't have too much on here, I don't think. I think she just posts, okay. Oh yeah, okay, they're those faker Facebook things. She got married in 1983. Linda and Rick. Okay, so that's 2016. All right, so sorry but confused. Mr. Pinkle, okay. I'm going to try to make a regular video just on what's happened up till now in the Jones case. Just like I'm trying to do the one for Todd, which I have done, which I'm just trying to get it up. But Michael Jones, he allegedly killed his wife and 4 children. Actually, 2 were his biological children, and 2 were this. His name is Richard James, but they call him James. Okay. 2 of the oldest boys were this man's sons. And it's really, and he was, we don't know when he killed them. It might even be that he killed them in shifts. It's really a crazy case. And he was driving around, much like Tim Jones Jr. Well, no, they found them, Mr. Pinkle, but they found them all on the 15th. It was, right? But they were doing the autopsies last week. And did I tell you this or did I not? I don't know. Did I tell you? I feel like I don't know if I told you guys this or I didn't. I'm wondering if it's taking so long to get the autopsies because they're so badly decomposed that maybe a cause of death is not even, think of this Skylar Richardson case. Did I tell you guys this last night? I keep thinking of this. Because why are they taking so long? Why? Normally they'll say, okay, they were identified. They'll at least tell you they were identified. I didn't tell you that. I feel like I told somebody that. I hope that wasn't in my dreams. It seems so real. Wow, I didn't tell you that? That's scaring me a little bit. Okay. Right? Like, what if they are just, I don't want to say it, what if they are just much like Skylar Richardson's baby? No, they haven't, Mrs. Roger Rabbit. That's what's very strange. We don't know. They haven't, Mr. Pinkle. The only thing they said was that he was in a crash. When the police came to the car, He got out and he said something like, "You might as well cuff me because my wife is dead in the car." They found the body in the car. And then after some interrogation, he let them know where to find the kids' bodies. And up till now, they have not made a positive identification of the children's bodies. They have not released the cause of death, the manner of death, nothing. So that's why I'm thinking, first the sheriff said, well, it was something about the case, but, well, wait a minute. You know, at least you'd identify that those were the children. But they haven't made anything like that public. Right, I'm thinking, what if, and then, just like that little baby, they wouldn't know if she was strangled or suffocated or... No, they were able to tell with Tim Jones. Yes, they were able to see. Maybe, I don't know, Jessica. I really thought I told you guys this last night. Something's weird. If he confessed, don't you think he's told them some kind of story? Yeah, I think he has. I don't know. This is a really, really strange case, Bebop. There are so many it's crazy. But just like, why hasn't the father come forward? Why? He's getting a public defender, Teresa. But do you remember that he told these outrageous stories to the veterinarian that his mother died in a ditch and she was an alcoholic, and that's not true at all? It's not true at all. Why would he tell such stories? And they said he will be... Oh, you missed that one, Kathy? Oh my gosh. Yeah. And that he was a vet tech for this veterinarian hospital, Kathy, and everyone else. And he ended up... Oh, and I forgot to tell you, Jimmy came up with listen to this one. He might be useful for some things. We were talking about it in the car on the way back from Walmart. And I told him about that this guy worked for the veterinarian and that he stole the what trial? Which trial, Lisa? And that he stole medications and a gun and money. And Jimmy said, because I said the guy is really short and his neck is as wide as his head, he's probably doing steroids, and he said he probably stole the steroids from the veterinarian. He probably stole the steroids. And I thought, oh wow, I didn't think steroids from the veterinarian, but yeah. It's Lisa. No, it's not on yet. He was just arrested. Right, Diana. So there's so many things, and then I tried to look up his arrest at that, and then they said he and his wife worked there, and he met Casey, who was doing dog grooming there. But then someone said that they heard he was up in Georgia trying to get back with his first wife. And that might be his motive. And that he left the little girls with the mother-in-law, and no one had seen Casey or the little boys. So people are thinking that he killed them in shifts, which is really like he was going to keep maybe his little girls alive. You didn't know, you missed it the other night. That's why I've got to put it, I'm going to put it all in, I'm going to try to put it all in just one video, like what you need to know up till now, because I think other people missed it too. And the vet, yeah, I don't know, because it was quite a few years from that, Mr. Pinkle, so I don't think he used those drugs for that to kill them, but your nephew died from steroid use? Oh, no. Sorry to hear that, Jamie. Yeah, I don't know, but I can't understand how those trailers were right on top of one another and nobody saw her. Nobody heard. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, okay, let's see. So there's not much on the mother's channel, okay, because she's got, but let me see. Hold on. So I have another update thing. So that was for Gumshoe Graham. Now, Gumshoe Graham has a video. Hold on, let me get her video of the neighbor that's behind. And I know I listened to it so I can skip around to the important ones. And she, let me see, has sent me the video to share it. And okay, so this is, let me see. Yeah, this is the guy. This is, I think she said Kevin. Let me see, hang on. All right, let me push this over. Is Gumshoe Graham here tonight? Sometimes she hides out until you call her name. Okay, this is Andrew, not Kevin. Andrew. Uh-oh. What happened? Graham, what happened? Something happened in Graham's video. Oh, Graham. All right, I'll have to see what happened in Graham's video, but I did watch it. And he did say that there was a smell. He couldn't figure out where it was coming from. He thought it was an animal. Some animals get under the thing, but he was looking all over for it, but he only realized it after. And he said that there was, yes, another neighbor that saw him loading trash bags into his van at like 2:30 in the morning, but that they really didn't know him. They didn't see him. He saw the younger boy, I think, the 5-year-old boy, once or so, and didn't really have any, he said everybody really keeps to themselves or something. And I'm like, how could they keep to themselves? They live like right on top of each other. But yeah, I have no idea. Now, hang on, let me just get to my other. Not that one. Come on. Refresh your chat thing. Who is Michael's ex-wife? Well, that's what we're trying to find out. Apparently he has 3 other children. He has 3 children with her. Okay? Very odd stuff. Hold on, I'm trying to get the other updates. Okay, wait, I think I have them now. Hang on. Okay, we'll see what we have today. All right, wait a sec. Okay. Okay, so hang on one second. Why would I get the all right, let me see if I have the other one. Okay, so they did have the vigil, right? So there is some more stuff in front of the trailer. But let's see, there was a vigil. It was just only the family went. So there's not, a lot of. Now the mother apparently did start a GoFundMe. Let me see here. This is the official site set up by the family of Casei Jones and her 4 children that were recently murdered by their husband and father. As a family, we don't have the funds that are necessary to lay our loved ones to rest. We're asking everyone that has been touched by this tragedy to help us in this time. Her mother would like to thank everyone who has reached out to her and her daughters and the entire family. Okay, and Judy Garland, yeah. I'll put it here if you want to take a look at it. Hang on. Okay, this will be the link if you want to look at that. Donate or anything. Let me see what else. No, your screen is not broken. I'm just hold on. I'm just doing some sleuthing. That's all. All right. Okay, now here's another one. There are more pictures coming in. Cameron learning and chilling with his uncle. Okay, so now we have an uncle. His uncle is Dave Clark. And he's got Grandma. Okay, so who would that be? That would be his. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. So that's Casey's father. He is the father of both of us. Okay, so her brother is David Clark, and he lives in Indiana, where they're from. Okay. Here, I'll hold on a minute. Okay. So this is her brother. And I think this is where the little girl with the very dark hair, that's some of the pictures. I believe I saw this before. I looked this, I saw this before. That little girl is in pictures on Casey's site. Okay, so here's, I guess, pictures. Take their hand, not their life. What does it say? So now Brandy Lynn she's divorced. Brandy Lynn, didn't someone say something about Brandy Lynn? Is that at the trailer? Somebody said it is at the trailer. Look. Somebody said something about Brandy Lynn. Who said something about Brandy Lynn? Anybody remember something about Brandy Lynn? You guys are on like 9 different cases. Now see, remember when Gumshoe Graham was there? There was nothing there when Graham was there. Remember, there was just that one thing when Graham was there? What is this now? Oh, that's just like the hitch thing. Okay, I was seeing. And that's the window that Gumshoe Graham showed. But you see how close they are? How could someone not know? I don't understand this case at all. But somebody said the name Brandy Lynn. See, it's her sister. I took it. Oh, so Sarah. Okay, this is Sarah, and somebody said that's what it was. Somebody said, no, she goes by Brandy Lynn. And that's Gumshoe Graham said it. So she said, I took a handbag from the garage that my sister gave me months ago, and I had never carried it. I dug in all the pockets to find any keepsake, and I found this in the back pocket. All he had to do was give us our babies. I would have spent every penny I had to make sure they were taken care of. I do my own. And I would buy my little midget, Marcali. I called her that because she was short. LOL. Some nail polish and shoes and my little chunk, some food and a bottle. She was happy with that. And I know the boy's father would take them, but we would have loved to have all of them either way. All of them would have been well taken care of. We should have brought them sooner to their apartment. We were so excited about living next to each other and being close again. When I moved to Georgia the night before, my sister hugged me and told me she loved me in the morning. I left. I said, "Is Casey coming out?" "No." We talked later, and she said, "I'm sorry, but I can't do goodbyes." So because my sister couldn't do goodbyes, I'm not going to either. I'm just going to say, "You rest now, and I'll see you later." So I don't really understand that. They were going to live together in Georgia, so that makes it sound that Casey knew she was going to Georgia. Doesn't it? Are you guys with me? I don't think anybody is. I think you're all in your own conversations. What's going on? Anybody? Is Gumshoe here? I don't think she is. Okay. So did you just follow that? She was moving to Georgia. So she knew she was moving to Georgia. Who's taking notes? Okay, so she knew she was moving to Georgia. And she says, we should have brought them sooner to their apartment. What is that about? Brought them sooner to their apartment. Was she leaving him? We should have brought them sooner to their apartment? Yeah, yes, Connie. And this is Casey being baptized. That's on her YouTube channel. So she's posting all of her sister's videos on her page. See, now that little girl is going to preschool or something. So she's posting a lot of her sisters, I guess, her pictures. Are you trying to keep up? Okay. See, she's Brandy Lynn. It says, but this is, I thought this is written as Cassie was. Casey. My sister was such an advocate against violence and domestic violence. I found these last night from the last time they were with us. That's the blanket I made Casey when she found out she was having a girl. You should have a bear made out of the blanket. I think I will. Dollar Tree. So they did go to school. But I guess that's what, preschool or maybe a church, at least a, was it church preschool maybe? And that's her dad, Dave. Right? Yes. And Linda Black, Dave and daughter. Linda might be the mom, grandma, or someone. That looks like the van, right? But it looks like is that the same trailer place? Because they had a trailer right over here. Okay, we saw them all, I think. No. Okay, so that's the end of those pictures. Wow. She's the mother to 7 beautiful children. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. So I think her dad, okay. I don't know if her dad, and maybe he will get the, I don't, they haven't said that. They were only married. So sad reading, yeah. Yeah, it's very sad. I just, this is like very complex though, why they haven't released even the identification. I just wonder why they're not, maybe they have another balloon for the kids. I mean, for Casei. Because I noticed that only the kids were on the sign and only the kids are on the balloon. Oh. All right, so I live in Florida. I grew up in Indiana. Okay, so they lived in Florida. Huh. I know of the Frilly farmhouse, it's too far. I don't understand that. That's what I'm saying. Something is, I believe that they are holding something huge back, Pauline. I think it's, I'm more and more thinking it has to do with the condition of the bodies. Oh, their mother originally didn't give permission, but now they've started the one. I put a link in the chat. They started the one that they are doing. It was on the it was on Facebook from the mother. It said Casey's mom does live in Florida. Why do you think she doesn't wake up? I don't know. I don't think so. I think there's something more that we're not hearing. I think there's a lot more that we're not hearing. I have no idea, Sakura, why it says that. It says 517 here. Yeah, it says 7 children. Let me see if there's anything else. So okay, so here's some other news on this, okay? Okay, so it says, so there's a chat, hold on. There's a chat that someone had with the sister, not the sister, with Casei about building her dream home. And this was on February. So it says, yes, I haven't put it on, this is Casei. I haven't put it on Facebook yet, but we have been building it for about 2.5 months now. I'm going to be posting pictures soon and letting everyone know I have pictures from start to finish. Everything is handmade. Handmade. You don't discuss a house like that. Okay. So he's building, and then the person says, so he's building everything by hand, from foundation to roof? And she says, yes. Him and his crew of 5. This is February. That's nice. How long will it take? They're saying 5 more months because of inspections. It takes so long. 7 months is not so long to build a house from start to finish. Let me tell you that. Okay. Then she says, well, good luck. And I can't wait to see the pictures. Thanks. I can't wait to post them. I'm just hoping for no more hiccups. We had so much going on with material getting delivered to the wrong address and everything. And then the person says, wouldn't be built from scratch house without something going wrong. That's true. It's, and then it just says, it's good luck. Oh, it's good luck. Okay. And then she has a picture. What is this? I don't know. It's a picture of this. Okay. This. Okay. Okay. I'm not believing this. I'm sorry. Here. I'm going to show you this. That is the house. Here are a few pictures. There's still so much left that needs to be done. The whole inside is just an open shell, and they're trying to get the outside done first. Took the pictures just now. Okay. Something doesn't seem right there. Very nice. The balcony up to, it's going to be, I can't see what that says. Hang on. It's going to be the master, I'm assuming. She says, yes. Did you design it? She says, I put a few things in there that I wanted more from the outside. I wanted the dollhouse feel. Then my husband did all the designing on the inside. It's coming out good. Can't wait to see the final product. How does he find the time to do this? And she says him and his friend owns his own construction company together, and they have a total crew. So he goes to all job sites in the morning to make sure everything is running smooth, and then he takes some of the guys to the house, and they work on the house for 12 hours a day. And the lady or the man she's talking to, we don't know, gotcha, I was wondering. And then this is now July, okay? July, this person says, how is the house coming? And Casey says, girl, it's not. Ugh, so much shite, I'm done with it. Really, it's a long story, but for now, nothing. I can imagine it was not her house. I can imagine maybe he told her it was her house, but he was on a crew, and that was the house that he was building. Remember, he tells whatever story fits. Okay. So then the person says sorry, and she says, yeah, just one thing after another. Okay? And then they say nothing ever goes easy. And she says, yes, I haven't put it on Facebook yet, but we have been building it for about 2.5 months now. I'm going to be posting pictures soon and letting everyone know I have pictures from start to finish. Everything is handmade. Oh, I read that already. Okay, I'm back to the beginning. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. So that's interesting. I'm just seeing if there's any comments here that give. So it says, let me see. I guess there's been a lot of reports of deceit from him. Sounds like years of mess. Yeah, there's a lot of people here saying they think something was going on here. And apparently there are 15 properties in Marion County owned by a Michael Jones. All the Michael Jones are Michael W. Jones. And they're co-owned with a female not named Casey. Okay, and here's someone asking about the 3 kids with the ex-wife. They said they're with the mother. Do you have a source? Nobody answers. Okay, oh, wait a minute. Okay, now here. Okay. So Connie is Michael's biological mother. Megan Chase, we knew, is Michael's sister. Ryan Jones is Michael's brother. Sarah Jones is Michael's ex-wife and the mother of Michael's 3 other children. So her name is Sarah. Linda Bowers, we know that is Richard's mother. And Rick Bowers, is Richard's father. So we've found out almost all of that. I don't know. There's a lot of crazy stuff here. So they're saying about the bankruptcy too, that about that it's Richard. It looks like he deactivated his Facebook account. And they're posting all the pictures that we saw yesterday on her page, Anna's page. Oh, here's some news about the dog. Okay, it says Casey got Michael this puppy, Willow, for his birthday. It also said she had another little dog, a Maltipoo, named Clover. We've heard no mention of the dogs being found. And then they post something from April 28th. It said, wanted to do something big for my husband's birthday because this is something that he has wanted for years. And I had the chance to get one, so I did. And she's so perfect and everything he ever wanted in a puppy, so I'm excited. It's a French bulldog. Willow, she is just perfect and will meet our little big family on Tuesday. And then it says, so blessed, God is good, ready for our little farm. I love you, Michael Jones. I will make sure you always have an amazing birthday. And then there's pictures of a French bulldog. And then let me see. Someone says, I recall this post on her page, I'm liking it, but I cannot recall ever seeing anything more about the dog. I also remember seeing posts with the Maltipoo, but I have no idea whatever happened to that dog. And someone said, I was wondering myself where Willow was. And someone said, I hope he just got rid of them or dropped them off somewhere. I don't think my heart could take him killing dogs too. And there's a video of Willow on her YouTube. Can someone ask the neighbors if they've seen him and if they would mind looking for them? Okay. Okay, wow. They have an arrest record for Richard. Apparently he abused her. Richard Bowers. Okay. Aggravated battery. Hold on a minute. I have to zoom in on that. Aggravated battery. What does it say? Domestic violence upon pregnant woman. Battery, domestic violence upon minor child. And it says unintentional. 1-1. And the date, let me see. Looks like May 1st, 2014. Wow. Oh, and here's a description of it. Listen. It says on April 30th, 2014 at about 2200 hours, I responded to 4751 Gracie Knoll Drive in reference to a disturbance. Upon arrival, I made contact with the complainant, Richard Bowers. He related that he and his wife were at church tonight with their blank son that's blacked out and were on their way home, and his son had to use the restroom to go pee. And when Bowers did not immediately stop to let his son go pee, Mrs. Bowers began to verbally berate him. When they arrived at their residence, okay, the verbal exchange was still going on between the two. Mrs. Bowers related that his wife, Mrs. Bowers related that his wife, he's got that wrong. It has to be Mr. Bowers. It doesn't make any sense. Mr. Bowers related that his wife called him a pussy, and when he turned to ask her what a pussy is, as he was getting out of the vehicle, she shoved him, causing him to fall on his backside. That's what it says in the report. He said she then threw her dress shoes at him as she was going into the residence carrying must be their son. He said he threw one of the shoes at her and struck, it looks like the child, with the shoe instead. He said this was not his intentions, as he was throwing the shoe at his wife. I did observe his son, who did have a red mark on his upper left shoulder blade. Mr. Bowers said that he took off running after he saw that he hit, I guess it's his son name, with the shoe. He said he heard Mrs. Bowers say that she will stab him once he gets into the house. I asked Mrs. Bowers what happened. She related essentially the same story as Mr. Bowers, except that she says that he spit into her face when she was getting out of the car in their driveway, and that she spit back at him. She said she took off running into the house, and in doing so, he hit her in the back. She wasn't sure if it was his fist or a shoe, but when she was carrying, I guess, the son, at this point, she said a shoe hit him, thrown by Mr. Bowers. Mrs. Bowers is 6 months pregnant, and Mr. Bowers is the father and aware of the pregnancy. Both parties completed statements for me. Neither party desires to press charges. Wow. Mr. Bowers was placed under arrest for violation of FSS and for 784.045 and 784.03. This stems from striking his pregnant wife with the shoe and or his fist, and for striking his son unintentionally with the shoe he had thrown at his wife. He was placed under arrest without incident and transported to, I guess that's the Leesburg County Jail. And then let me see. Then the above-named defendant was brought before the undersigned at the 9 o'clock a.m. for the first appearance, and then he was released with $250 bail. And then, let me see, he's got a letter. No, not a letter. This is his account of what happened, his own words. Went to church with my wife, Casey, and son. Everything was fine until church got over. My son had to use the bathroom, and I did not want to stop until we got to a restaurant or a decent place to pull over. My wife starts to call me every name in the book. How I'm a horrible husband, etc. We arrive home and she wanted her purse. I put the car in park and she gets her purse. When I get out of the car, my wife calls me a pussy, so I ask her what a pussy is. She shoves me and I'm trying to read his writing, and I lose my step and fall to the ground. She then throws her dress shoes at me and hits me with one of them. I, out of anger, throw it back at her, and hit her in the back. She knows how to push my buttons. I take off running, and while I walked away, I heard her say, "I will stab you, and wait till you get in the house. There have been plenty of times she has hit and threatened me mentally. I will not press charges." And then her own words, "When we got out of the car, he spit in my face. I turned around and spit back, and he took off running. He hit me in my back and got my shoe that I ran out of," I think she's saying, "and he picked them up and threw them at me, and I was holding my son, and it hit my son in the arm. We ran inside, and I looked something. I don't know what it is, and he was outside on the phone, and I called his mom, and then the cops got here. No, I don't want him to go to jail." And then there's no victim contact order. As part of your court appearance, the judge imposed a no victim contact order pursuant to Florida Statutes 903. This means you are ordered by the judge not to have any contact with the other person involved in the charge against you. This means you cannot do any of the following. You cannot telephone, write, send messages by family, friends, or third parties except as set forth, a no nonverbal contact with the person, Casei Bowers. Okay, so then she had no contact. And it looks like they mutually had one because, unless that's the son. Oh, that's the son. Okay, never mind. Has to be, it's blacked out. So that's weird. I can't see the chat, so I hope that you're following. I'm just trying to see if they have anything else on. Okay, well, that's all right. What time is it? It must be late. Yeah, it is. Who was the fighting couple? Casey and the first husband. Bertie, we don't know if they have the verdict, if they'll have the verdict tomorrow. We're so used to the quick verdicts. They had just left church. Yes, Bertie, you're correct. Did you guys hear that? Sarah, no, Marty, Sarah Gilbert, that somebody said is Brandy Lynn. I think it was Gumshoe Graham. It is Sarah Gilbert, but I think she goes by Brandy Lynn. Somebody said that last night. I know somebody did. I think it was Gumshoe Graham. Otherwise, I'm really losing my mind, and because I thought I told you the thing about the bodies. Are the trolls been bad? I haven't been watching. That's her first husband, Denise. Yes. Oh, Lisette, I can't, don't. Yeah, we went over that Amanda Carmack case. We did go over that, yeah. I think he was, if he told her that house was hers. Okay, first of all, if they were building it, was it in Florida? Was it in Georgia? Where was it? Was it somewhere where it had to be in Florida? Maybe he was just BSing her completely, and he was there on a crew doing the work. Remember I said he did some really high-end work? He had that on his page. That was probably from that house. But it was never probably for them. And he just, they said, he'll go to whatever he has to do. So maybe he told her, I'm building that for us, babe. And then maybe he gave her some BS story like, oh, you're not going to believe it. Somebody offered to buy that house, or just some kind of crazy story where it didn't go through, of course. But anyway, I have got to go to bed because I have to be out taking stuff and making sure Jimmy's on the ball tomorrow. All right, everybody. That's a full-time job. So anyway, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. We'll see if the verdict comes in tomorrow. If not, I don't know. All right. Thank you to all of our mods. Oh, I'm tired tonight. And thank you. Oh, you're having your surgery tomorrow, Sakura? Good luck with your surgery. Prayers for a good, successful surgery and a easy recovery. Uh-oh, how do I get out? Oh. Bye, everybody. Good night. Uh-oh, I didn't shut this one.